Thanks for being here as we wrap up the first month of 2018. The 31st day is just about over, but not before leaving you with a host of news and coverage for the past 24 hours. Some of it breaking in regards to a serious auto accident that happened on Restaurant Row here in Sangersville, literally just in a few moments ago in time to get the show put together from what was deemed to be a serious head-on crash caused by either a distracted or DUI driver. I'll tell you what eyewitnesses had to account for just seconds before the crash took place. We also have some video of the crash taking place as well. We'll talk about that. An updated list of candidates. I kind of left myself a little wiggle room yesterday as I brought you the list of candidates, with the exception as to saying that I had left or taped early to leave early to catch Andrew's ball game last night, and after 3 o'clock, yes, a couple of additional filings, one for Magoffin County Coroner to pass along to you tonight. The Magoffin County Fiscal Court met yesterday afternoon. I have coverage of that, and we'll talk tonight much more. We'll hear from the superintendent of schools and the driver of the school bus that was the one involved in that incident this past Friday night, caught on security video that I showed you last night. We'll hear from them and talk about an arrest that's been made in the case, with others, or at least another, pending. A lot of ground to cover before I leave you for what I hope is a wonderful Wednesday. On today's date in our weather history, we were just wrapping up a really nice early spring in 2002. You may recall, 4 days into the 70s. I think today was the last one winding down. And a 78-degree day was recorded and still stands as a record at the Jackson Weather Service on today's date. So while it was nice and mild and very welcome so out there, pales in comparison to that. On our forecast, or in our forecast, we've got a couple of glasses of snow to deal with, one perhaps more significant than the other, both starting out as some rain. I'll tell you about the weather changes too in just a few moments. We'll go ahead right now, before going to that auto accident. I have that footage still in the mix, or rendering, so to speak. Let's go to coverage of yesterday's Magoffin County Fiscal Court session. This was a special meeting for the Fiscal Court. Several items on the agenda, some good news, some new wheels for the Meals on Wheels program for the Senior Citizen Center, and then a bit of back and forth, as we've heard before, between the judge and one of the magistrates at the end of the meeting. The meeting began with some standard transfers, $50,000 from the general fund to the jail fund and $20,000 from the general fund to the LGEA fund. They did open some bids for repaving of Lacey Creek Road, a $99,470 bid from Hinkle and a $94,484 bid from Mountain Enterprise. The latter accepted pending that all the specs were met in the bid for resurfacing of that Magoffin County road. Another bid was opened, a single bid submitted for a warning siren to be placed at the South Magoffin Volunteer Fire Department. The bid from Sirens for Cities, who have installed at least one, if not all, of the warning sirens thus far in Magoffin County, came in at $21,985. And that was actually $1,985 over the grant amount of $20,000, with the Fiscal Court agreeing to pay that extra $1,985. They discussed briefly but tabled an energy company agreement in regards to an energy company seeking to place a bond in regards to covering a roadway which they will be traveling to mine coal in Magoffin County. There is some question as to whether or not the county would prefer a contract or a bond. That was going to be looked into. Approved, however, was payment of a new SUV. Some good news for the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center for their Meals on Wheels program.
Senior Citizens vehicle. There's a contract, how much was it, $6,036 that the Fiscal Court would come up with to acquire for the senior citizens a SUV of $25,919. I think everybody in the Fiscal Court would agree that the youth and the senior citizens deserve special consideration. I'd like to make a motion that we approve that, and we do it so that the treasurer can write the check to go ahead and purchase the vehicle when Mr. Goff is over the flu and can get here to do all this stuff, and that I and or the treasurer be allowed to execute any documents to carry out that purchase.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any discussion?
And being none, all voted in favor of the purchase for the SUV for the Senior Citizens program. after which only two other items of business: acceptance of the unmined mineral tax settlement presented by the Sheriff's Department, and another discussion or another squabble, if you will, between the Judge Executive and Magistrate Wireman. This after last meeting's vote on the Rumpke collection rate. You recall during that meeting coverage that the Rumpke Garbage Collection Service was there and presented the fiscal court with 4 different options of contracts, all raising to some degree collection rates for residents and senior citizens. It was during that meeting that the Judge Executive first motioned to accept a 5-year contract with the company that would increase garbage collection rates for residents 5.5% in 2019 and then 5.5% in 2021. That didn't come to a vote, followed by a proposal from the Judge Executive to approve a 3-year contract with a 5.5% increase. That too not accepted by the magistrates, with Magistrate Wireman motioning to accept a 2-year contract with a 5% increase in the second year of the contract, which was voted on by the magistrates but voted against by the Judge Executive.
The next item, the only reason I brought this to sign it is that following this fiscal court meeting, the magistrate from District 3 questioned my thinking. I thought that we had made it plain that we simply had a disagreement. I believed that it was worth 5 cents per senior citizen, 9 cents for the others, to guarantee that we could have a 3rd-year contract with no increase. We simply had a disagreement on judgment. I just want to know what part of that didn't you understand? It's math, it's pretty simple.
We disagreed, yeah.
Well,
I don't understand
you
your
said
thinking.
You
don't understand mine.
No, it's okay here. You understand what 0.5% means.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you understand that 0.5% would be 5 cents for a senior citizen per month and 9 cents for, what part of that don't you understand?
Decision was made at the last fiscal court meeting, and I stand by my decision. I stand by
didn't say
what I
that, but when you
posted.
got
I've
home,
got
you
nothing else to
decided.
say.
In other words, you can't defend your mathematical
I can't
analysis.
defend it, and others, why would we want to encumber the citizens for another year when we may have a new administration come in and may be able to negotiate better contracts?
Well, it would have been nice as the fiscal court representative on that board that if you'd have shown up and used your brilliance and expertise to save them money before then.
Well, we did have a lot of discussion, but nothing could come out of it.
So you didn't have any brilliant ideas. Let me make it plain. You didn't know of anything when you were in those meetings. You didn't have any wonderful ideals that would have made a better contract for us at this time. Or if you did, are you saving those brilliant ideas to somebody else's judge? Because if you were saving them, then
I'm
you
not
ought
here
to be
day to
ashamed
day.
of yourself not to help the citizens
I'm
of
not here
Magoffin
day to
County
day,
now.
like you're
But
supposed to
if
be here
you
day
were
to day.
holding them back, you need to consider that
holding them
would
back.
you hold something back that you could have benefited people just so you can get out and campaign and say, I have wonderful ideals. Makes me doubt your concern
Are
for
we
the
here
county.
having
You
a
must be
political
more
debate, or are we
concerned
here
about
having a fiscal court
yourself.
meeting?
Huh? You brought it up again,
I
going
didn't
home,
brought it
getting
up.
on the internet. I'm giving you an opportunity to say what your brilliant ideas were and
I'm
why
here
you
to
didn't
conduct the
say.
business, not the politics.
Oh, sound like Richard Nixon. I got to wait in the Vietnam War. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you for your attendance.
I'll be right back.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard. Jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131. The max with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Sayersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Sayersville. 349 cars. A new inventory perfect for the season at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Gas and electric space heaters, chainsaws to make your own heat, battery chargers, generators, snow blowers, and everything you need for the winter. And of course, jewelry, guns, games, TVs, electronics, and more. And of course, they'll loan you cash on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun and Pawn. 349 Pawn. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray, and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
A couple of updates to make to the list of candidates that I aired yesterday. I left myself a little room knowing that I had the list that was accurate as of 3 o'clock, and thereafter a couple of other individuals came in and filed for office. Also a correction to make to one of the races in which I just simply got a name completely wrong, even though it was right in front of me and right in front of you as well. Yeah, in fact, 2 names to add to 2 different races, and the correction on the other. In the constable's race for District 3 in Magoffin County, during the update I told you that recent name since our last update was Roger Darren Gullett on the Republican ballot. There was another individual who filed, and I believe this was late yesterday afternoon, Christopher Kyle Shepard on the Democratic ballot, now running for constable in District 3 as well. 3 Democrats and 1 Republican for constable in District 3. And there will now be a single race pending any independents that would file for Magoffin County Coroner, as there are now 2 Democrats. Jeff Ross, former city councilman, has filed as of late yesterday afternoon to run for Magoffin County Coroner. A Democrat himself, he and current Magoffin County Coroner Mark Jenkins will face off in the May primary. And proof that I often read exactly what's in front of me. It's kind of like filming when you're filming a ball game or something of that nature. Someone says, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "No, I was filming, paying attention, trying to make sure that it was filmed right, and I don't pay attention to what I'm actually filming until I get back." It's kind of the same scenario. Anyway, in the list of Magoffin County Sheriff candidates, I got to David Neal Howard's name, and even though it was correct on the screen, I said his name wrong twice. with my apologies to Mr. Howard. David Neal Howard is a Democratic candidate for Magoffin County Sheriff. And some important news for all candidates tonight. Tomorrow there will be a ballot drawing for position on the ballot. It's going to take place starting at 2 o'clock in the fiscal courtroom of the Magoffin County Courthouse. And if you would like to be there to draw for your position, of course, you need to be there before 2 or right at 2. If you'd like to have someone there as a representative for them to draw on your behalf, if you can't be, just send them with a letter saying that they have your permission to be there in that capacity. Once again, that's tomorrow at 2 o'clock for ballot position drawings here in the Magoffin County Courthouse. A lot of other news to come in just a few seconds. A few announcements real quickly. One being, be sure to pick up a copy of this week's edition of the Sayersville Independent. I'm not going to go through the list of news that's in there because I just don't have time, to be quite honest. It's pretty much packed full. But there is a neat chance in there for you to win a really great Valentine's Day gift basket from the seasonal shop. There's an entry form in there. You can cut it out and mail it in, and you're entered to win. And you can cut out as many as you want and mail them in as well. The more you do, the more chances you'll have to win. It's a big, beautiful Valentine's Day basket, so we hope that you'll be a part of that. They're also going to have some great Valentine's Day deals and gift ideas on page 6 as well. Also, there's a subscription special we're going to run this week, maybe another time or two, a discounted rate. We're not going to do it very often. If you haven't got your annual subscription, whether you live in or out of the county, it's going to be a few dollars off for just a few days. You'll find that in there as well. A lot of sporting news. Also, Students of the Week, the Cavity Club is presented by a local health provider, and a lot of neat things that you just can't find anywhere else. If you have a calendar announcement, be sure and get that to us. One I had to read for you tonight that I didn't have time to get in, just came in this afternoon, about the Holiness House of Prayer. They've put together a big home-cooked rib dinner tomorrow, and this is going to be starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. Ribs, potatoes, carrots, green beans in a roll, just $5. They'll deliver in the city limits of Sayersville. It starts at 10. You can pre-order tonight if you're watching the early show. Don't know if I call after 11. By calling or messaging 496-7006, 7006, or call them early in the morning. Get your order in, support their cause, and if at all you can. We'll go on past the calendar with some more announcements on it tomorrow, but we do have a funeral service announcement to bring to you this Wednesday. And before I get to that, a correction, it's not the Cavity of the Month Club, it's the No Cavity of the Month Club, I think is how they term it, or cavity free. Anyway, a local health care provider, recognizing our students who went another checkup without any cavities. Wow, I really messed that one up, didn't I? If you do have a calendar announcement, birthdays or otherwise, send them to Your News Today, P.O. Box 1443. Email them, Facebook, phone, fax, or drop them off here at our new location right in downtown Sayersville. And one funeral service announcement for this evening. James Holland, 79, of Sayersville, passed away on today's date. I'm told that arrangements are incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Once again, in honor of 79-year-old James Holland. Rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Sayersville since 1904.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Sayersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Drive safe and save. Drive now and save tires. Pay for them later with 6 months, same as cash from Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Thousands of tires in stock. Drive in, drive out, same day. Pay for them later. They've been serving in this community for over 30 years. They've got the latest rebates from the greatest manufacturers. All you have to do is call or come by. Conley Tire. Win her heart this Valentine's Day with something beautiful to wear or with any of the thousands of unique ways to say I love you at the seasonal shop. Candies, charms, jewelry, or indulge her in natural, chemical-free luxury. Earth Lux. 100% pure virgin coconut oil naturally formulated in India. Scrubs, conditioners, lip maintenance, shampoos, toothpaste, soaps, bath bombs, and more. The best way to say I love you and happy Valentine's Day to anyone is by doing it at the seasonal shop.
You asked for it, and Appalachian Wireless listened. Appalachian Wireless proudly brings to you the plan you've all been asking for. Unlimited data. Unlimited data is only $80 a month for a single line, or get 4 lines as low as $200. See store for more details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company. Data speed slow to 25 gigabytes per line to 512 kilobits for phones and tablets, and 15 gigabytes for modems. See store for more details.
Now getting to 2 of our other top stories this evening. I'll take you to the scene of that head-on crash in just a few seconds. Right now, let's back up to this past Friday night and look again, as we did yesterday, at a passenger car passing right by a bus only about 2 seconds after a student is clear of its path. We'll find out more about the investigation that's ongoing. There has been an arrest, and tonight we speak with the superintendent of schools and the driver of that bus to get his opinion on not just that, but what appears to be an incident that happens, in his words, just all too often. And I think I misspoke. Obviously, it was Friday afternoon, an incident for which local police are investigating after William Blankenship's bus run on Old Burning Fork Road behind the BP on the Parkway, where 2 of his 20 students at the time were getting off his bus when a car blows by the bus with all the warning lights and signs on the bus active, missing 1 student only by about 2 split seconds.
We contacted our sheriff department to file a complaint that we had a car pass a bus with the stop sign out, and if you've watched the video, it's really scary of how close this was to one of our students. Could have been a tragedy.
A near tragedy captured on the security camera belonging to the neighbor of the mother of the student. That mother also calling police to report the incident after seeing it as well. But with a first-hand account, the bus driver, William Blankenship, who in his 21 years as being a driver and 14 years as being a driving trainer, says it was completely scary and something that happens all too often.
Friday I was at the Old Burning Fork Road, just this side of Hilton's Garage, laying 2 students off, a grade school child and a middle school child. I done my procedure, secured the bus, had stop sign out, big reds were on, crossing gate was out. The 1 student, he got off on this side, he lived on that side. The other student had to cross the road. He stopped and looked at me. I said, go on across. And as I looked up, I seen in the corner of my mirror here, out the side window, I seen a car approaching very fast. So I immediately looked to see where this student was. I knew the other one was already cleared. As he got near the bus, I hit the horn like that right there. The student stopped, which we all work with our students to show them safety like that if we hit that horn, stay where you're at, don't move. And as the car zoomed by, the student looked back and looked at it, but I knew he was safe, which all the drivers, that's what we try our best to do. It's our job to get our kids home from point A to point B as safely as possible, because once they get on this bus, they're our children, and we treat them like our children.
And in doing so, Blankenship says that a bus driver's eyes never stop, always trying to look out for those kids, monitor their surroundings by any and all means, and that he wishes motorists would also do the same.
Simultaneously, we have our crossover mirrors, our side mirrors, our overhead mirrors. We constantly scan them. We have around 9 gauges on the dashboard that deals with water temperature, transmission temperature, oil pressure, voltmeters, air pressure gauges that we have to keep our eyes on. Plus, we're watching traffic, and we're watching our students in the back. It happens too often. I mean, too many times. And the severity of this one, all I've got to say is if that child excuse me, if that child had been just seconds later getting off the bus, they would have hit him. We just want people to be aware that when that stop sign's out, those red lights are on, there's a child in close proximity to the bus, please stop. Because what 2 to 3 minutes it takes to unload a child could mean a child's life.
And to all motorists, especially those who will be careless enough to do something as we've seen here today, Blankenship and Hilton both have some words of advice.
Our procedure is 150, 200 feet away, we've got our big yellow lights on, warning drivers we're coming up on an area. A school bus stop. So once the drivers see that big yellows are on, the police start slowing down because we're that close to that student, that child. And once we get stopped, like I said, we secure our bus, the crossing gates are out, the lights are flashing, just to please stop. Don't be in a hurry, because like I said, it could cost a child's life.
I've spoken with the bus driver, again, encouraging and putting the word out to all of our drivers. If this occurs, do not hesitate to make the phone call to authorities, because we just can't have this, because we were lucky this time, but luck doesn't always hold out, and it could be a tragedy the next time something like this happens. And remember, we run these buses on roads that are narrow, and they're made for 2-lane, but they're not really 2-lane. So when you take a bus, you're taking up most of the road. And if you think there's room, sometimes there's not room. Just give them, be patient with them, be patient with the drivers, especially when that stop sign's on. It's the law. You got to stop.
And myself, if I was be like one of those drivers that do run our stop signs, I hit a child, I mean, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I mean, I like them to think about that 2 or 3 minutes could cost a child's life.
Now, I spoke to the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department investigating officer Deputy Neil Adams, who confirmed that this was the car involved. He also confirmed that the front end had been painted after the driver or operator learned that they were being sought by authorities. Now, there was a female driver, according to Deputy Adams, who he is still searching for. The law says that if you can't find the driver or prove who the driver is, you are allowed to charge the owner of that vehicle. So far, the female who was behind the wheel has refused, after speaking to authorities, to come in and face those charges. And hence, we believe the actual owner of the car, who is her grandmother, was arrested and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center pending the arrest of her grandmother. Jessica Minix is the woman, I believe, the young woman being sought after, while 62-year-old Pansy Minix has been charged with passing and unloading church or school bus in this occasion. There are also reports that the same car blew by another school bus behind Blankenship's just a moment or two before the incident that you just saw, on the same day, just a minute or two prior. Blankenship also told me of a couple of other occasions in which cell phones, no surprise, were a big problem. He can recall one time not so long ago encountering a car in Sagersville, the driver of which appeared to be a mother who was attempting to what appeared to be take a selfie of she and her child in the back seat while driving. That car was completely in his lane of travel. Another incident also involved a texting driver, which veered into the path of the bus. He continued to blow the horn until finally the driver was able to pull away at the last second. So it's just a word of caution to us all, and that we all need to help be a part of fixing or making better the situation and dangers. Talk about dangers: a distracted driver or a DUI driver, yet to be determined. Nevertheless, motorists were calling 911 trying to flag down police after traveling behind a vehicle for several miles that was going from one lane to the other. A mirror had already been knocked off the vehicle. Whether it happened during or before today's incident, during today, just before the incident, is still unknown. Nevertheless, a passenger car just completely struck a pickup truck head-on on Parkway Drive on Restaurant Road. While on scene, I saw what I believe to be the driver and or at least one occupant of the pickup truck that you'll see involved in a small child, which appeared to be mildly injured or minorly injured at most. However, there were still two people, I believe, trapped in the passenger car that's believed to have caused the accident. At least one individual was to be airlifted from the scene for life-threatening injuries, and that was an occupant from the maroon car, and I believe it was the driver. That was still kind of a fluid situation while I was on the scene and before returning back here to the studio. But I did get a statement from Sayersville Police Officer Jeremiah Watson in regards to numerous drivers trying to warn authorities just for the collision after they've been behind this vehicle for the past several miles.
As far as we know right now is the maroon car behind me and the Chevrolet pickup collided in a head-on collision. The Chevrolet pickup was in the center lane making a left-hand turn into the Dairy Queen restaurant, and the maroon car crossed into the center lane, striking that truck very, very quickly. Didn't use a brake. Some eyewitnesses on scene told us that they had seen her earlier, that another guy on scene at Sorry 198 had tried to flag down a constable because she was weaving in and out of traffic. The one guy that I spoke with said that he had seen her at the red light fixing her hair, wasn't really paying much attention to driving, probably texting or could be under the influence.
And that's yet to be determined. I do have video of the actual accident happening. We've got word, confirmation that there were 2 helicopters called, and I'll pick it up exactly right here. I'm out of time. No weather forecast for you. Nothing happening tonight, tomorrow. We've got a couple of snow events coming, but they're minor and a little later on down the road. So with that said, I'll see you back here tomorrow night for more of your news today.